The OP-1. Some of you love it, some of you hate it. Just like any other synth, you own it for years, you get the gist of it, but there's always little things that sort of slip in between the cracks. And that's exactly what this video is about. The things that slipped through the cracks. From what I've learned, posting content is one of the best ways to learn about an instrument, because if you make a mistake in the video, you get destroyed in the comments. So hopefully this video helps you discover a thing or two about the OP-1, whether it's from me talking or in the comment section. This video is sponsored by DistroKid. If you're looking for a music distributor, go with DistroKid. They're on the cutting edge of social media and music promotion. And they have about 1 million free promotional tools for you to choose from. And we will be talking about one of those tools later in this video. It's called HyperFollow, and it's essentially a link in bio link. I was actually paying monthly for this exact service just a few months ago, so this might help you save money. More on that later. First off, I constantly get questions about these knobs. They're from 3D Waves on Instagram, and I've left a link to them in the description of this video. And they make some pretty awesome stands as well. And so let's get on with the things that you guys have actually taught me about the OP-1 through the comment section. So thank you, Skylar Jace, for the battery level indicator on the OP-1. I didn't know there was one, but there is. All you have to do is hit the help button right here, and it shows you your battery life. So mine is fully charged, it seems. Whether or not it's actually accurate, that might be a different thing, but yeah. It's kind of funny, I just completely ignored this button. I've never touched it. It tells you everything about the instrument, anything you want to know, even down to the notes in the scale, loop in, loop out, everything. So if you're not a keyboard player, I find that especially useful just to learn your chords even. The next thing is skipping patterns. This is one that I just had absolutely no idea about, so thank you, Keith, for your comment. I actually didn't think it was possible to skip patterns on the OP-1. I didn't think it had any sequencing capabilities at all, but it does. So let's play this pattern. All you have to do is hit Shift and then arrow. You'll see that the next pattern is highlighted. Here it comes. There it is, and it loops that pattern now. Let's go to the last one as well. Okay, and I could shift back to pattern 1 as well. Let's say you have multiple loops within your sequence. Do this again. It'll just keep zooming out to let you know where you're going next. So if the OP-1 was the only synth that I owned, this would be a big change. Dare I say a game changer, but I do own other synths and grooveboxes that are very strong at sequences, like the OP-Z and the Digitac, which I've actually compared the OP-1 to in previous videos. And so for me, it's not that big of a change because the OP-1 is still not the best at sequencing in comparison to those other instruments, and many other grooveboxes as well. Even with this new information, I stand by my claim. So like, for example, let's say you have 7 or 8 loops within a sequence or a pattern, it's gonna be difficult to know which one is which and to jump back and forth to those. Whereas with something like the Digitac, all you have to do is select a number and you know which pattern that is. It's a lot more organized. But nevertheless, this really opens things up on the OP-1, and I'm glad to have learned about it, so thank you, Keith. Thank you, Jesus! This next one is something that I stumbled upon myself, and that is Portamento. So first off, what is Portamento? It's when you hit any given note and the attack sort of dips up or down into the next note, and you could set how long you want that dip to be. One of my favorite examples of Portamento is with the Casio SK1. I just find it sounds so juicy, and here, let me show you a perfect example of it. This is the jazz organ preset, check it out. And I would say my favorite part of the instrument is portamento and vibrato. So that same sound again. Way cooler. And so we could do that exact same thing with the OP-1. I'm gonna head to Synth, hit Shift 8, and you have a bunch of presets to choose from. So what I noticed over time is that a lot of these presets do have portamento programmed into them, but I just didn't know how to access it. So let's choose a preset, something that has longer notes. So that's cool. I'm gonna head over to Synth, hit 2, and then Shift. And there's Portamento right there. So let's just play with that. And you could choose the amount of Portamento you want. So if it's very subtle, it's almost inaudible, but if I make it a bit more intense, okay, even further, max. Right. Now it just sounds like a wail and not an actual note. So let's put it to 100 maybe. Okay, so I'm sorry, I really just have to try this with an effects pedal. Give me a second. Let's go. So check out the bass. Got that little lift. And I've done the same thing with these little plucky notes. So definitely sounds a little bit weird, but that's what you can do with it. So this is also where you're able to change the play mode from poly to mono, legato, as well as unison. So poly, you're able to stack notes. Mono, you're not able to stack notes, so it's more of a melodic thing. And then there's legato and unison. A lot more juice with unison. So yet another OP-1 function that I thought really opened things up for me and hopefully for you as well. So way back when I basically first started YouTube, I put together a series called the OP-1 Performance Function Series. Here's a link to that. I have a separate video for each and every one of these sequencers on the OP-1. It kind of just goes through the ins and outs of each of them. I make a track with each of them as well. But about the Arpeggio Sequencer, there's one thing that I don't remember checking out, so we're gonna do it here today. So I've got the Arpeggio Sequencer open here. I'm just gonna plug in a C major 7 with the C on top. Here we go. I've got it on hold. If I hit shift, L is for length. So I could change the length of my notes. And then there's type. Okay, so we're still diatonic with this one, which means that we're not getting out of we're not playing any notes that are out of the chord. Now it's getting chromatic. Quite random, type 3. Now we're not in C major at all here. This is completely chromatic. And that's it. If we go back to C type 0, now we're just at a C major chord. So depending on how atonal or experimental you want to go, type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3, it goes up in intensity. This next one is actually an OP-1 feature that I do know about, but I don't see many people using it, so I'd like to talk about it in this video. And that's D-Box. So D-Box is kind of hard to miss. Shift 8, and there's D-Box right there. You have a bunch of different presets to run through. Let's just program a beat and run through some of them. Cool, so that's our beat for now. And let's run through some of these. Right, so that's the idea. It's very 8-bit sounding, very dissonant. The part that I don't see often in the synth community, so shift 1, head over to D-Box, slot 1. And this is just an empty slate. These are all the same sounds. So this is where you can make your own kit, your own D-Box kit. This is probably the nerdiest little kit that I've ever heard. If you want, you could go back to D-Box and then tweak from these settings here. Let me just turn that off. Right, so that's a hi-hat. Right, so these examples are a lot more finished. I actually have a full-on video dedicated to OP-1 D-Box. There it is if you'd like to look at it. And let me add like an in case you didn't know bonus round here. You could save any of your presets or kit on any of these numbers here. So let's say I'm on this sound, I'm tweaking, and I'm happy with that. So let's say I hit 1, saving, done. And now it's been saved on slot 1. So if I skip over here, different sound, and now we're back to slot 1, which has been saved. Even if you shut off your OP-1 and come back to it, it's still been saved. So shift 8, we're gonna head down to, where is it? Snapshot. And it should be the last one here. It is a little bit confusing because it's just a bunch of numbers, but you're actually able to drop this into your computer, these presets, and change the name of them, and then you could upload them back into the OP-1. And of course, I've mentioned this in a past OP-1 video as well, there's the helicopter game. Oh my god, that's loud. Press any key to start, so watch me fail. Here we go. What? Okay. And there we go into a building. Oh, and there goes the guy onto the floor. Oh, still not game over? Okay, we're done. We're done here. If there's anything else about the OP-1 that you would consider to be a hidden feature, please let us know in the comments. Drop some of that YouTube knowledge onto us. And now let's talk about that link in bio link that DistroKid offers. It's called HyperFollow. First off, go with DistroKid, it's a no-brainer. 20 bucks a year to release unlimited music to all major streaming platforms. If you're someone who's using a link in bio link and possibly paying monthly for it, like I was a few months ago, this could be a good way for you to save money using HyperFollow. You could claim as many landing pages as you want for free. Here's what it looks like. It's super clean. Embed your latest YouTube video, your latest single, social links, other important links you want to lead people to. For example, if you click on My Music here, it leads you to a second HyperFollow page where I could funnel people to platforms that they actually stream music on. This is one of many reasons to go with DistroKid. They offer other free promotional tools as well. I use them on pretty much every single one of my releases. No joke. So you know what to do. You know where that discount is. In the description. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Most of you who are watching are apparently not subscribers, so smash that subscribe button, yo. We'd appreciate it if you join the team. Always appreciate you being here. There's actually an OP-1 purchase affiliate link in the description of this video. I make a small commission from that sale at no extra charge to you. One of the best ways of supporting this channel and keeping it going outside of subscribing, liking, and sharing with other people is, of course. So it's kind of like a free way of supporting me, minus the $1,300 for the OP-1. As always, you guys are the best. Appreciate your support. Thanks for being here and hope to see you soon. Bye.